Have you ever heard of the story that's even more twisted than a horror movie? It's a tale that will make your skin crawl, and it all revolves around one seemingly harmless old woman. Let's dive into the chilling case of Dorothea Punt, the landlady from hell. From the outside, her boarding house in Sacramento, California, looked like a safe haven for the elderly, the disabled, and those down on their luck. Dorothea herself seemed like a sweet, grandmotherly figure, always ready with a kind word and a home-cooked meal. People in the community saw her as a pillar of support, a charitable soul who took in society's forgotten. But behind that warm smile was a darkness no one could have imagined. It all started to unravel in 1988 when a social worker grew concerned. One of her clients, a man with developmental disabilities named Bert Montoya, had been placed in Dorothea's house, but soon after, he vanished. The social worker reported him missing, but Dorothea was cool as a cucumber. She claimed Bert had gone on a long trip to Mexico to visit his family. Her story was plausible enough, and for a while, nobody questioned it. But the social worker's gut told her something was wrong. Other tenants had also disappeared from the house under mysterious circumstances. Whenever anyone asked, Dorothea had a ready-made explanation. They'd moved away, found a new job, or reconciled with family. She was so convincing, so utterly believable, that people just accepted her stories. After all, who would suspect a sweet old lady? The truth was far more sinister. Dorothea wasn't a caregiver. She was a predator. She preyed on the vulnerable, targeting tenants who received Social Security checks. Once they were under her roof, she would begin her horrifying scheme. She'd intercept their mail, cash their checks, and live off their money. But these tenants weren't just being robbed, they were being silenced permanently. The police finally got a warrant to search the property after more reports of missing persons. At first, they didn't find much. The house was a bit cluttered, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. As they started digging in the garden, however, the horrifying truth began to emerge from the soil. Just a few feet down, they unearthed human remains. Then another body and another. The yard was a graveyard. In total, the police discovered 7 bodies buried on her property. The sweet old landlady was a serial killer. During the excavation, Dorothea, ever the cunning manipulator, asked the police if she could go grab a cup of coffee from a nearby hotel. Incredibly, they let her go. She immediately fled, hopping on a bus to Los Angeles. A nationwide manhunt began for the death house landlady. A few days later, a man in a bar in LA recognized her from the news and called the police. Her escape was short-lived. Back in Sacramento, investigators pieced together what happened. Dorothea would drug her tenants with powerful sedatives, causing them to overdose. Once they were dead, she would wrap their bodies in sheets and bury them in her garden under the cover of darkness. She even hired ex-convicts to dig the holes, telling them it was for plumbing or planting trees. During her trial, prosecutors painted a picture of a cold, calculating woman who killed for financial gain. The total amount she stole from her victims was surprisingly small, making her crimes seem even more senseless and cruel. In 1993, Dorothea Punt was convicted of 3 murders and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She maintained her innocence until the day she died in prison in 2011. This story serves as a chilling reminder that evil can wear the most innocent of masks. The woman everyone saw as a caring grandmother was, in reality, a monster who turned her home into a tomb. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as chilling as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the darkest corners of history. Stay safe out there.